here we are, back again. Oh, that wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Look, I've had this for a little while. If you can't tell, there's some dust on the top. You're probably not going to be able to see that in the camera. This has been sitting up in my room for a very long time. Like, I mean a long time. Just missed. Just missed hitting the packs. But we're doing another one of my favorite sets from 2022, I think. Yeah. Brothers War. So we got the packs up to the side, but first we are doing this collector booster challenge. I'm trying to get every collector booster available, and basically when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm opening this box. Most recently, we obtained a Murders of Karlov Manor packs, but as you can see, we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 collector booster packs in this challenge so far. So we're pretty close to a box of various random sets. So you see that we have 12 here. What I do is I take this, that's a 20, so that's a nope. 9, pack number 9 is what's going into the box. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the lucky pack that gets to live another day inside the collector booster box challenge. And now that that is out of the way, we get into the cracking captain here. So I do love this set. The artifacts are great. When this was available for what it was, which you'll know at the end of the video, I'm not going to spoil that just yet, I jumped on 2 boxes immediately, opened one up right away, sat on this thinking I was never going to open it, but that has since changed because I need collector boosters, and I like this set, so I wanted to open it. Mishra's Foundry, add colorless, and then we create some assembly workers for our first rare. We have a Mishra, Tamer of Makfa. So permanents you control have ward, sack a permanent, and each artifact in your graveyard has unearth in the schematic. Rescue Retriever, Flash. Rescue Retriever enters battlefield with a +1/+1 counter for each other soldier. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to other attacking soldiers you control. So I think that's been played. I've seen that a couple times in the standard build. So we have Wellspring here. Self-assembler. Let's try and separate these piles as best as I can. Then we have a pike. So we're putting some heads on a pike here. Equipped creature has first strike and +X/+0 acts as the number of instant sorcery cards in the graveyard. Crazy. Forgot that there are Transformers cards in this. So we have a Flame War Brash Veteran, more than meets the eye. So it flips, sacrifice another artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Flame War and convert it. If it only has a sorcery, discard your hand, put all exiled cards in there. I will flip it after we see that we have a Scrap Trawler as the shiny little guy here. So Scrap Trawler, whenever Scrap Trawler or another artifact control is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, return to your hand target artifact with lesser mana value that's in your graveyard. So decent little card. This flips into a bike. So we have a cool little bike at the end of the day there. Yeah, that'll be my piles. So, I'm just thankful, like I said, that when I bought this forever ago, that it wasn't resealed, because I know for a little while this set had some trouble with that. This was pretty bad on the resales. Has since gotten better. Bolt, Dunes, Forest. So we have Urza, Prince of Krug. Artifact creatures get +2/+2. 6, create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control, except it's a 1/1 soldier in addition to its type. So, Urza making artifacts. What else is new? Sky Strike Officer. So, flying, when it attacks, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Tap 3 untap soldier you control and draw a card. Soldiering it up. Thopter Shop. For a guy like me that has some Thopters, except it's white. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. 3, tap, create a 1/1 colorless flyer. Create a Thopter. Thopters fly. Bonesaw! 0 drop. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, and that's an uncommon, and I don't know why I'm reading it. You can go there. Chromatic Star. Well of Lost Dreams. Whenever you gain life, you may pay X, where X is less than or equal to the amount of life you gained, and draw some cards. That's pretty self-explanatory for what it is. Oh, we got a Shattered. This is a Shattered Glass Starscream. So I think this is one where he pretends to be like this is him portrayed as a good guy. So hopefully it's worth a couple pennies. More than meets the eye, so 2 and a black. Flying, whenever you draw a card, if you're the Monarch, target opponent loses 2 life. Whenever one or more creatures deals combat damage, convert Starscream. I will flip it in a second. So let's just get this out of the way. And we have Goblin, a little Goblin thing here. So reveal from the top. Why does it look like it's damaged? That's kind of upsetting me. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Goblin deals damage equal to the number of non-land cards revealed this way to any target. If the revealed land was a mountain, Goblin deals double that damage instead. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in any order. Cards kind of meh, but Starscream, flipped vehicle. Of course, it's a plain-looking guy, and that's just the other side of him. So I think currently that's probably the best hit of this box, but we'll see what happens. We just have to keep on opening and keep on we're opening and hoping. Really want some good man. Oh, is that token? That token is destroyed. Can't see it. Don't know if you can tell. It's probably how I opened the pack, but that token is trashed. So is this Goblin Firebomb there. Whew. Well, hopefully everyone's having a good time. It's spoiler season is going burr right now. With all the like Spider-Man things and that revealed, like I feel like there's 4 sets on the way and we have spoilers for all of them. It's only like literally March, like the very beginning of March. But gotta ring the bell. I think this is still maybe $5. Lorena, the Third Path in foil. Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment, and you tap her, and you and an opponent draw a card. So it's cool. It's honestly, that's pretty sweet. I do like that there. Final Meditation instant, as long as it's not your turn. This spell costs 3 more. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand in the turn. Yikes. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Blast Furnace Hellkite. Artifact Offering. Flying Double Strike. Creatures attacking your opponents have double strike. So it's a big dragon and gives double strike. Alright. A little shiny flask. Lantern. Psychosis Crawler. Power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand. Whenever you draw a card and the card is faded, each opponent loses 1 life. Yikes. We have a shiny Jetfire. Goes there. Jetfire, Scientist, more than meets the eye. Flying, remove 1 or more +1/+1 counters from among artifacts you control. Target player adds that much colorless. This mana can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. And then you convert him, but we are looking at our defense grid first. Get that into focus here. Defense grid, each spell costs 3 more to cast except during its controller's turn. So way around like negates and things like that. Your counter spells, your draw spells. Living Metal, look at that thing go. So we're hanging in there. Still nothing crazy, but you know, gotta dig in. We're digging deep, and we're hoping over here. Gotta pull something that's worth it. But yeah, spoilers are going crazy. We at least have a Goblin Commander that's red and black, so that's cool. That'll be a new. Probably see a lot of builds on that. Final Fantasy still going crazy. Aether Drift. I don't really know. We're not starting our engines over here. I can tell you that. But we hit a mythic. Clay Champion, not the mythic you really want to see. Clay Champion enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it for each green spent. When Clay Champion enters the battlefield, choose up to 2 target creatures you control. For each white spent on it, put +1/+1 counters on them. So, big beefy guy. Sorry. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Yeah, Clay Champion. Then we have a Forge. We got this little Forge here. It's just a full art Pain Land. So taps for colorless and Pain for red and white. So Battlefield Forge. Goes this pile. Scavenged Brawler. Flying Vigilance Trample Lifelink. 5 exile Brawler from your graveyard. Choose target creature, puts 4 counters on it. A Flying, a Vigilance, Trample counter, Lifelink counter. Activate only as a sorcery. So, dang. I like that. That's pretty crazy. That's honestly pretty crazy. Hey, another Bonesaw. So, Bonesaw. Wellspring. Another, Phyrexian Revoker, so it is different. As it enters the battlefield, choose a non-land card name. Activated abilities of sorceries with the chosen name can't be activated. So, oof. Slicer, Hired Muscle for our Transformer card. So, more than meets the eye. 2 red, double strike, haste. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of Slicer until end of turn. If you do, untap Slicer, goad it, and it can't be sacrificed. Yikes. But it flips. But first, Disciple of Kalis Nin. Disciple enters the battlefield. Starting with you, each player chooses up to 5 permanents and control all permanents other than Disciple Nin that aren't chosen this way phase out. Permanents can't phase in. Yikes. So I guess if you can flash this during a Teferi, that person's kind of messed up. There's the back 4 card of Slicer, and Disciple is now going over there. So that's different. I guess that is technically a commander card, so. Laserbeak token. That just was catching the eye there. So, I don't know if anyone's had good memories of Brothers War, but to me it's just Bushwhack. See, good card. It's always just fun. I like artifacts. I'm a big, I play a deck that makes affinity work. So, artifacts, affinity, golems, it's cool. I feel like I get Arcane Proxy like all the time. So there's another foil Arcane Proxy with Prototype. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, exile instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to Arcane Proxy's power from your graveyard. Copy that card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Basically, there. The Stone Brain, which is crazy that this thing is creeping up in price. I think this is like a $3 card now. Exile the Stone Brain, choose a card name, search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles, then draws a card for each card exiled from their hand. This way, activate only as a sorcery. Crazy. Hey, look, she's back. She is back, except this time still full art, but not as shiny. So, Disciple, permanents phase out, and permanents can't phase back in. That's as simple as that. Don't really need to stay hung up on that one too long. Sweet little Swiftfoot boots and schematic. That's nice there. Come on. Phyrexian Revolvers back again. This goes up there. Already read it, but as it enters the battlefield, choose a non-land card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated. We have a shiny Goldberg, Human's Ally. You go there. More than meets the eye for white and blue. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking humans you control. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, convert Goldbug. Goldbug, not Berg. And we have, this is sheesh, getting smacked on right now. Tyrant of Carriages. Flying, when Tyrant enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to any target. Tyrant gets +1/+1/+1/+0 until end of turn, so it's actually it is a dragon with fire breathing. That's pretty much what it is. So about halfway through the box now, and it's looking a little scary. Maybe I should have just left this sealed. At this rate, maybe. Whew. We'll see. It's not over yet. We still got a lot to go. Mass production, oil, forest, and teething wormlet, because I am teething on the value over here. Teething wormlet has death touch as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain 1 life. If this is the first time the ability has resolved, wormlet gets +1/+1. We're getting mythics, just not the mythics that we want. Skitter Beam Battalion. Prototype. Trample Haste. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. So you can either get 3 4/4s or 3 2/2s, but it's a big mana sink for what it is. I guess it would work if you have some affinity going. Urza, Chief Artificer from Commander. Affinity for artifact creatures. Artifact creatures you control have menace. At the beginning of your end step, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. With this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Classic Urza text right there. Got the Elsewhere Flask. Mishra's Bauble. Great card. What feels like our 4th Psychosis Crawler, but I know it's not. Power and toughness equal to the number of cards in hand. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime Hero. Or Optimus Prime Hero. Whatever you want to call him, he's more than meets the eye with blue, red, and white. At the beginning of each end step, bolster 1. Creatures with the least toughness get a +1/+1 counter, and when it dies, return it to the battlefield converted under its owner's control. But we have, man, this last slot has been beating us to death. We have a Crown. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, and when it dies, draw a card. No. Optimus Prime, Autobot Leader, Living Metal, Trample. Whenever you attack bolster 2, the chosen creature gains trample till end of turn. When this creature does combat damage to a player, convert it back, basically. Yikes. Good thing we have still a few packs left, but I don't know, man. This is like, I remember seeing that how this can be a downfall of Brothers War. Just like, I opened it last time and I was like, yeah, the box really didn't hit where you needed it to. We're kind of going through the same growing pains right now. Forest. So we have a Simulacrum at least, so it's an artifact Eep. Enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. On target creature you control, and you unearth it for 4. So, decent little drop there. We have a Dig Site Lady. Creature you control have Vigilance and tap to Surveil. Come on, get back into focus. There we go. With a lot of mana, exile Dig Site Mentor from your graveyard. Return any number of total artifact cards with CMC 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So I guess you can do some shenanigans with it if you really want to, but I'm good for right now. Staff of Titania. Equipped creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of force you control. When equipped creature attacks, create a 1/1 green forest dryad. So, I mean, that seems like a good card to me if you're playing, a lot of forests there. I like that. Coding. Millstone. Oh, we got a pike. Putting my head on a pike at this point. Equipped creature gets first strike and +X/+0, where it's the number of instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard. I feel like I've seen this before. Am I going crazy? But I have. I know it. Oh, we have another Shattered Glass. If only it was foil. Another Shattered Glass foils are worth way more. That gives there. So, Goldbug, humanity's ally. So this is him as a Decepticon. Grand old combat damage will be dealt to humans. Whenever you cast the second spell, you convert Goldbug, which I'll flip it again after we look at what we're dealing with. And it's nothing special. It's an autonomous assembler. So, it has Prototype, Vigilance, 1 tap, put a +1/+1 counter on a target assembly worker you control. So, another meh dud. But Goldbug, Scrabby Scowl, look at that car blazing at the end. Living Metal, human spells you control can't be countered. When Goldbug attacks, at least one human attacks, draw a card and convert Goldbug. So, I don't know if that's normal, but that's 2 Shattered Glass Transformer cards, so that might be at least something. So the box might be giving something back in other ways, because the one thing I didn't check is the Transformers value, because I kind of forgot that they exist in here. Because since everything else is its own set, I forgot that there's the Transformer cards. Llanowar Waste, so a regular looking pain land. So except you're in pain for black and green. Oh, okay, good. Something that I know is worth like $10 here. Diabolic Intent. As an additional cast for the spell, sack a creature, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. You can see why it's good. And I'm pretty sure that's Gix, and Gix is looking crazy. Going hard in that picture. But, oh, we missed one. We have a music box. I'm going to put that up with that. Look at the top card of your library, then exile it face down. You may look at it at any time, though. Till end of turn, you may play cards you own exiled with Kayla's music box. So, good. I guess you exile cards and just kind of keep going from there. Boom. Bink. Oh, thank you. Something. Finally, something. Just a little something from this. Wurmcoil Engine. Death Touch, lifelink. When it dies, create a 3/3 Phyrexian Worm artifact creature token with Death Touch. Do the same thing, except it has lifelink. I love this card. Wurmcoil Engine. I'm going to ring the bell again, just because. Not sure what it's worth monetarily, but it looks beautiful, and it deserves to go up there. Cyclonus, so more than meets the eye for 7. Flying, when it deals combat damage to a player, it connives, and then Cyclonus power is 5 or greater, convert it. And we have Ramos. Okay, so that's what he looks like flipped. Ramos Dragon Engine. Isn't this banned in something? I'm pretty sure it is. Flying, whenever you cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos Dragon Engine for each of that spell's colors. Then you remove 5 +1/+1 counters from Ramos and add 10 mana, 2 of each color, but you can only do it once per turn. So, Ramos. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Put that down there. Alright, so 3 packs left. I don't know what's better, this box or the old box. I'll link the old video if anyone really wants to watch, an hour and a half, or 40 minutes. 40 minutes to an hour and a half of Brother Wars card openings, but if you're into that, then by all means, please watch the videos. I'm very thankful if you're even 22 minutes into this rambling, which I think this is like a $4 card. We have the Welcome. Whenever one or more creatures with mana value 3 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. It's out of focus, and I just rambled all the way through that. Cool. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. We hit the chase card out of the main set. I should be figuring out more if it's like a Mox Amber. But still, full art Portal of Phyrexia. When Portal of Phyrexia enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices 3 creatures at the beginning of your upkeep. Put target creature from your graveyard under the battlefield under your control. It's a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. Oh, sweet baby G's. We got it. We hit Portal of Phyrexia. Another Astronaut the Uncaring. So just another Human Artificer Death Touch. When you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability, if one or more permanents were sacrificed to activate it, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. Word salad, but I think I understand what it does. Whew. Wellspring, Bone Saw, Adaptive Automation enters the battlefield. Choose a creature type. It's the chosen type in addition, and other creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1. So good if you're playing some sort of like tribal deck, basically, at the end of the day. Oh, we have a new Transformer. Prowl, Stoic Strategist, more than meets the eye for 3. Mono white. Whenever Prowl attacks, exile up to 1 other target creature or vehicle for as long as that card remains exiled. Its owner may play it. Whenever a player plays a card, exile with Prowl, you draw a card. And then you flip Prowl. We have a Maze Mind Tomb. I don't know if I've seen that's the other side of Prowl whipping around as a police officer. But Maze Mind Tomb, put a page counter on Maze Mind, then scry 1. Put a page counter on Maze Mind, draw, but you have to do 2. When there are 4 or more page counters on Maze Mind, exile it. If you do, you gain 4 life. So that's pretty mid, if I have to admit it. If that's not. I mean, okay, what you're sinking a lot into it to just gain 4 life at the end of the day. That's some people might be into that. People might be able to break it. I guess if you can proliferate it, but still, like, that's a pass from me, dog. But you got an Evolving Wild, so I'm rich now. Matrix Island, Deathbloom Ritualist. Tap at X mana of any one color where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So, plain and simple. Elf Warlock with a lot of things that are dead. Hey, Wormlet's back. So we got a second Teeming Wormlet, except this time he is full art. Has Death Touch when you control 3 or more artifacts. Artifact enters the battlefield. You gain a life. It's the first time put a +1/+1 counter on Teeming Wormlet. Don't really need to say much more after that. Oh, we missed something. Devastation. So for X2 and 2 black, you lose X life and create X tap Power Stone tokens, and all creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn for each artifact you control. Huh. I don't know. I guess it is a board wipe, but it's a pretty bad board wipe if you ask me. That, like, there's not. I mean, you get Power Stones if you're running black-centric artifacts, but I don't know, man. Nah, that's a no from me, dog. That won't do anything for me. Mystic Forge. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast artifact spells and colorless spells from the top of your library. Tap, pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library. Nice and simple. Get them back into focus, and just look. Hey, Cyclonus is back, I think. Yeah, because he's that big beefy 7-drop, so I've already read our boy here. Shine him around, get them all nice and shiny looking, and move them away. And we have a Sculpting Steel out of this. You may have Sculpting Steel enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact on the battlefield. So you kind of can get whatever you want. I guess if you have that Portal of Phyrexia out, you can copy it. So, okay. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Last pack Magic. Let's see what we can pull. Oh, boy, oh boy. This just brings me back to that pre-release. Got kicked in so hard playing this set. Don't try to do, like, mono green artifacts. It doesn't always work. Hey, look, the Stone Brain's back again, except shiny this time. I swear this might be like my 6th Stone Brain when I come to think about it now. Oh, come on, there we go. You are focused up. So, I'm just going to let it sit here. I don't feel like reading the jumbled word salad that the Stone Brain currently is. So, that's long enough. Soul Partition. Exile target non-land permanent for as long as that card remains exiled. Its owner may play it. If a spell cast by an opponent this way costs 2 more to cast. Okay. Sure. I mean, that is what it is. We're just hitting. We're just not, some of these are just like, meh, meh, meh. Glint Raker. Flying, it gets plus X plus 0. X is the highest mana value among artifacts you control. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put an artifact card reveal this way into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. So very costly tutor. Ivory Tower. Nothing big. Elk. Hey, a second Worm Coil. That's cool. I'm happy to have two Worm Coil engines. So I read it. 6/6 Death Touch Lifelink. When it dies, you get a 3/3 Worm with Death Touch and a 3/3 Worm with Lifelink. The bottom of it, I just hate how these cards, like, they look a little damaged. So that kind of stinks. So Worm Coil. Oh, stop. I don't want to try and give away what's last. So we have a Ratchet. I don't know if we've hit Ratchet before, but more than meets the eye. Lifelink. When you gain life, you may convert Ratchet. When you do, return target artifact card with mana value less than or equal to the amount of life you gain this turn from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Sometimes when I read these, I have to take a long breath. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. It's not good. It's not good. I was hopeful. For the last thing, but it's not what we want to see at the end of the day. Thorn of the Alchemist. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. So, did we hit our total? Oh, man. I mean, I probably should have put the other things up here. Depending on what they are, I'm going to say no, even with paying I think I paid like $136 for this box and just sat on it for a couple years until I needed something to open. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I hope I'm wrong, especially if this box goes for like $220 market right now, and I mean, I don't think there's definitely not $220 worth of cards in there. But if you've made it this far, thank you. I'm gonna ask you again, subscribe. I want to crack these open. We're a fourth of the way there to 1,000 subscribers, because that's the end goal. We hit 1,000 subscribers, have the watch time. I'm cracking them all. So we have 8 running right now, 8 or 9. I'm gonna be collecting more throughout the series. So if you want to stay, watch, support me, subscribe, and let's open these together. So thank you. I'm peacing out. One more bell ring, and that's all I got. See ya.